Teachers, do you want my biggest secret on how to effectively teach writing? You're going to have to come a little closer. No, I'm just kidding. But you do need to stay tuned and listen to this video because I have a tip for you that is going to completely transform your writing instruction. Do you want to know what that tip is? It's going to sound a little confusing at first, but you're going to have to hear me out. Are you ready? Stop writing when you're teaching writing. I'm going to say it again. Let it soak in. Stop writing when you're teaching writing. So you're probably thinking, what in the world? Like, no, I have to model my writing. Kids need to see me writing, and I have to write in order for them to learn how to write. Yes, I agree with everything that you just said. I promise. But hear me out. There's more that we have to do before all of that to ensure that our students truly understand what their expectations are when we are teaching writing. As you know, writing is like just one of the most grayest subjects we can teach, right? It's a very abstract concept for students. And when we jump right in to teaching them writing by us writing, we're kind of creating an experience that is a little confusing for them. What we need to do is take a step back and ensure that our students really understand the entire picture of the genre that we are asking them to write. So if you think about all of the different writing genres, right? Each one of them is unique in their own way. They have their own characteristics, their own structure, a lot of different uniqueness to them. And we expect them to learn these different pieces, whether it be, writing nonfiction, writing how-to, writing personal narratives, writing persuasive writing, like all of those different writing genres. Instead of starting day one by saying, hey, we're going to be writing persuasive writing, and yeah, you may read a great mentor text to them, and then you jump right in and you start modeling, there's a big step that we are missing, a big opportunity that we are missing to make sure that our students understand what those expectations are and what this genre of writing really is and really means. So what that means is we need to not write, and we need to teach them about this genre of writing, all right? So let's break this down a little bit more. So when you're teaching your students a brand new genre of writing, you don't want to start by writing. Your students first need to see, they need to hear, they need to feel and understand and experience the genre that you are expecting them to write about down the road. And so what does this look like? How do we teach this? Well, yes, you can read a mentor text. That's a great start. Maybe you have a few that you want to share that really showcase that type of writing, but it goes beyond that. You need to do a lot more. We can make sure that we're teaching our students the characteristics of the genre. So when I say to my students, tell me the characteristics of a personal narrative, they're going to be able to spitfire those back to me, and they're going to know them inside and out. And they're going to know why those characteristics are important to that type and genre of writing. They need to know those characteristics before you ask them to start writing or before you start modeling the writing. They need to see a bigger picture, a more concrete understanding, and characteristics are a big part of that. Can they also, this is another kind of way to think about it, can they identify those characteristics in a writing example of that genre? So maybe you use the mentor text that you've given them, or maybe you have a piece of writing from before that you did not model for them yet. And can they identify those characteristics in that example? That's a great way to ensure that your students are ready to create those characteristics through their writing. They need to be able to see them in the writing that you are presenting to them. Another piece to this is the text structure. Text structure is so important to writing, and it's important to reading as well, of course, but they need to make sure that they understand the structure that they're expected to write in, again, before you start writing. So can they take a story that's been completely mixed up and put it together in the correct structure? Can they take an example that you have and identify where the pieces of structure are and what order they need to be in? Text structure is one of those pieces that, again, students need to be able to understand, absorb, regurgitate, and completely understand before they are asked to write it themselves. Another thing that you can do is, can they help you write in that genre? So before I ever ask my students to start writing on their own, we write together. Can they take their understanding of that genre of text and help develop a writing piece along with the other students in the class and my guidance? So with those 3 pieces and those 3 pieces alone, we can then say, okay, after I've taught all this, the students now know and understand their expectations of this entire writing genre. Now I can model for them, and now they can start writing independently based off of my model because they know the genre. They know the characteristics. They know the expectations of the text structure, and they have helped me develop a writing piece together as a class. So now I can say that they truly have a strong understanding of their expectations, and they have a true understanding of that writing genre. So when they are ready and they have that understanding, then let them write. You're going to see a huge difference in their ability to write, specifically in that type of genre, than you did before. And it is because you didn't write when you were teaching them how to write. It makes sense now, doesn't it? And so when you break this writing down into chunks and you teach them these step-by-steps, you teach them the characteristics, all of the components that we talked about today, and they understand it before they even get in. It's like making sure your students understand the concept of swimming and what to do and how to move and all those pieces before they get into the pool. That's important to know, right? You don't want them to drown in their writing, right? So I hope this makes sense. I hope this has been a great light bulb moment for you. And I promise you that if you implement this in your next writing unit, take some time, think about the characteristics, think about the structure, give them lots of examples, have them help writing with you, and then let them write. It takes 2 more extra days. Yes, it's going to take extra time, but it's going to benefit in the long run. So I hope my secret was helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you have any follow-up questions, I'm happy to help in any way. But remember, don't write when you're teaching writing. There's our secret. All right. Have a good day, everyone. We'll talk soon. Bye.